Hey everybody, we are so excited to get a couple moments here to share just an amazing story with you. It was just in the middle of May when we were on the beach down in Ocean City, New Jersey, walking on the boardwalk, and a young lady called out my name. Startled I turned around, and here was Mary. She was gleaming with excitement of telling us a story of what God had done in her life. And from there, as we walked on the boardwalk, Michelle shared with me this idea.
Yeah, as we were walking away, I said, Ray, it would be awesome to share these stories with people, just so people can see all that God's doing through the project in people's lives. And so we tracked Mary down, and we were able to get her cell phone number, and we called her and we said, Mary, can you come and can you share your story with us?
Yeah, and just as you watch the video, I also want to share with you that Mary, after the interview, asked about coming on board with us and spending a couple of weeks with us in the end of our summer here. So we're really excited that Mary's having another experience with us before she heads off into the mission field, which you're going to hear more about.
Hi, I'm Mary Hudak. I'm 17 years old. I just graduated high school, and I go to Coastal Christian from Ocean City, New Jersey. So before TPP, spiritually, I didn't really know what a relationship with Jesus was. I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know what that meant. I wasn't really ever taught that a relationship with Jesus was necessary for my faith. So at church, my friend group was a year older than me, and they were able to go to TPP, and they came back and they were like, oh, Mary, you have to go next year, you'll love it, this is so up your alley, it's just the best time ever. And so I didn't know what to expect. I had never did anything like this before. So I was kind of okay, I'll go. Immediately I noticed the people. There was so many people around and so many older interns, and they were so happy. I definitely noticed their joy right away. Really, it was the staff and the interns that changed my life, just the people. I loved how much the staff and the interns loved us. They loved us, and I never ever experienced something like that where these people were so passionate about something they believe in. I didn't really get that back at home, but they were so passionate about God. They were so passionate about Jesus, and I was wow, I've never seen this before, ever. And that instantly was so captivating to me. And I was I want that. I want that joy, and I want that passion for what they really have. After that first week, it was just the only thing I thought about. Every single day of the year, I thought about it, but I was so confused. I was so not frustrated. I was just how come people at home they're not this way? How come I don't see people worshiping with their arms out? How come I don't see people really asking me how I am, telling me about Jesus? It doesn't feel real to me back at home, but it felt so real and it felt so good at TPP. We moved, we got settled in Ocean City, and right as I got settled in Ocean City, it was time for TPP again. At Covenant night, I just broke down in tears. I was I don't care, I don't care. This is what I want to live for, and I'm going to try my hardest to live for Jesus, because Jesus is what's filling my soul right now. This is what I want. Growing up, getting older, all these changes were going on in my life, and I felt such an emptiness in my heart, and I knew I wanted to be filled, and I knew that could be filled by God, and I knew that was available. I knew that God was real. I knew that this was legit because of TPP. And so coming back to TPP for the third year, it was almost it just felt so much more real to me that this is what I needed. But I was so thankful that I had this background of TPP. I was so thankful that I had these glimpses and these couple weeks of getting to see who Jesus is and getting to see his light shine through people, and being and taking that with me on my next steps of life, and in a new city, and starting my real walk with Jesus. And I came home, and I started going to a new church, and it was such an answered prayer because it's everything I ever prayed for. It was everything I ever prayed for, and I started getting involved with the youth ministry. I became a student leader. I got on the worship team, and I really realized that community is everything. You know, I found friends that really loved Jesus and that really held me accountable. So with TPP, you know, these kids, they come in for a week and then they leave, but you don't really know what's going on in their hearts. Like, you don't know the impact that TPP has left on them. And so for me, like, it's so special getting this opportunity to share and like being able to show and tell how much TPP has affected my life, because people don't really get to see that. You know, they can see all the videos and all the pictures and all the work being done, like on the houses and with the kids and stuff, but you don't get to see that how much Jesus has changed my life and where I'm going in the future with ministry because of TPP. So my plans for next year are really because of how much TPP has influenced me, especially in the ministry aspect. You know, I loved the staff, as I've said, in the interns, and I was like, okay, that's what I want to do. This is what I want to do in the future. And so it was always in the back of my mind, and I was praying about it. I was like, God, what do you want me to do? Like, where are you taking me in the future? And YWAM was kind of just like where I feel led to go. They'll send me to a foreign country where we're just gonna go and we're gonna share the gospel and we're gonna serve and we're gonna help and we're gonna just be like a light in this dark world. And that's like everything to me. That's just like, I know this is what I'm gonna do, and I know that this is really everything.
We hope you enjoyed hearing Mary's story. We hope that it encouraged you to hear how God is moving in people's lives through the project. We hope too that you walk away and know that there's so much happening in Philadelphia through the ministry of the Philadelphia Project that you can see, but there's also the unseen ministry that's happening in people's hearts as they come through the project and serve with us, and a lot of them walk away transformed.
Yeah, Mary is one of many students who have a story and a testimony of God's faithfulness in her life. And I just want to thank all of you for the ways that you're a part of that story as well, the ways that you support us and the ways that you've walked with us on this journey to see God moving in our city. Your participation with us in every level has made it possible for thousands of students to encounter Jesus at the Philadelphia Project.